All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one will be doing sort of a holiday hangout type of video in that it is now, well, pretty much Christmas Eve, but Christmas 2021, as well as some predictions for 2022. Alright dudes, so definitely want to do sort of a hangout type of video with you guys, answer some of your guys' recent questions, and that I don't know if we're going to be able to do a live stream this weekend. We'll see. Maybe on Sunday, but that will be after Christmas. That will be Boxing Day, as we call it here in Canada, which just means that basically it's the day after Christmas is also a technical holiday here. So wanted to respond to some of your guys' questions. Definitely wanted to say Merry Christmas to you guys. And then what I think we can expect to see for 2022. I don't think it's going to be that bad going forward. Like, I think that probably the most annoying year we'll probably go through will probably be like the 2020 year, because that was the year where we first had lockdowns, we first saw all that stuff, which we were not at all used to whatsoever or anything, right? So it was a new thing. They haven't locked us down here again yet in Canada, but they are sort of playing with, like, I think what they're doing in most places is they're kind of like setting up restrictions where they're saying that, like, okay, if you have a shop or whatever, you are at reduced capacity. So they say, depending on exactly where it is, they say you can have in 50% of the usual foot traffic or whatever you have, that kind of thing, and just kind of, reduce the amount of people. So if you go to a dentist's office, it's like maximum 3 patients per office or something like that. You know, they've got these restrictions, so they got like a benefit for people if they are kind of laid off or whatever because of the restrictions. But it's super quiet, outside right now, and kind of has been lately. Granted, it's colder out now, so a lot of times for the holidays, people getting together and stuff like that. Usually you hear something, but I think they just have like a 10-person limit this year or something like that is what they're saying. And whatever. I mean, it's going to continue. It's going to continue into 2022, I think. In terms of markets and stuff, though, I think that they basically rebounded from what happened in 2020 now, and because of how much kind of stimulus each government has been kind of pumping in to their economies. It's caused, they're not really admitting to the amount of inflation that's actually being caused, but I think we can all see that products are more expensive already, right? Shipping is more expensive. I noticed that one big time, being here in Canada. If I order stuff from the States, the shipping prices is quite a bit higher than it was before. But, in terms of like investment markets, stock markets have done incredibly well this year and everything like that. So might have a little bit of a drawback next year. But then again, saying if governments keep printing money, right, if you keep having inflation all the time and they keep doing the stimulus injections and stuff like that, the only thing that can happen is assets and, basically anything you have, the price of it will go up in value. Now, when is that going to stop? When will they be able to stop kind of doing the stimulus stuff is a really, really good question, because you kind of need your GDP to increase again back to where you don't need to pump it, right? So it's sort of like some people are referring to kind of this year of 2021 as kind of like a fake recovery or something like this because of the amount that's been injected. It's very tricky to say, but it's sort of like it. Like the way I look at it is that it's kind of fixed, right? Like it's fixed in that even if things get bad, there's things that governments can do to come in and put in stimulus to try to stimulate it back, to get it back to normal again anyway. So it's sort of a rigged game in that way, where even if corporations have trouble, too big to fail, whatever the case may be, airlines even and things like this, right, they'll get a helping hand because the people that work for them, citizens of said government, of said country, will be impacted so severely if they go ahead and go under. So they just basically don't let it happen, right? But we'll have to see how things go in the near future. That's we're into winter time now, depending on where you live. At least where I live, we are, and you guys in the States, same deal, right? So I got a few more months of kind of the colder weather to go, but I don't know. I mean, it seems pretty good where I'm at. Obviously, the news is back to doing their thing again that they were before. And, I'm kind of mostly ignoring it. I'm not really that interested. Now, other people, really, really into it, that whole thing. I'm just like, whatever. I'm going to just do my stuff and, that's it. Because it does also, too, if you're looking at it all the time as well, it can have a negative effect on you if you're just kind of reading that kind of stuff all the time or seeing that stuff all the time. It's kind of underhanded that YouTube has sort of put it like right on the page, right at the top. No matter what, it's not like you can. So far as I know, you can't disable it or anything like that. Like the news coverage information is like right there at the top, and you're not even allowed to dislike it now. They've gone ahead and removed the dislike button. No doubt people called it out in the channel chat comments from you guys. No doubt because people are going to those videos and thumbing them down. I remember seeing some of them and I was like, whoa, 90% thumbs down, 95% thumbs down, 80% thumbs down. Stuff like this on, official news channels, right? Like in Canada here we have the CBC and Global and stuff like that. And they would just get thumbs down like absolutely crazy. They get thumbs down like, like 90%, 95%. So it's no wonder to me that they disabled the dislike. So they hit it basically. So I think that the uploader can still see it. So, but the viewers are not able to see it now. They're only able to see the like option, which is kind of funny. But if like if you're able to see the like to dislike ratio, then you're able to get some insight into, public opinion and how people are feeling. Do they support whatever is in said video or do they not? And by them going ahead and hiding that, now you cannot get that information to even be able to see, do people agree with what's being said here? Do they agree with the actions that are being taken or not? And by removing it, you can't even really tell. Now, a lot of times they'll also disable the comments too, which is kind of funny also. But sometimes they leave them enabled, and someone will put like, this is a dislike button, right, as like their comment, and then everybody will go through and like thumb it up, which is kind of weird because it's like you're liking a thumb up to represent that you dislike whatever it is, so other people can see. So anyway. So, I mean, what can we expect, right? A few more months of winter left. It's probably going to be the same thing. Whatever. All you can really try to do is try not to give into the fear. Try to be as positive as you can. Try to, stay healthy and do what you can. Care for yourself. Maybe take vitamins, eat healthy, whatever. I take, like, personally, vitamin C basically every day, vitamin D every day, a couple. And, I haven't been sick since before this started. I've been sick for like probably, I don't know, man, it might be 3 years. I'm going, and usually I do get sick. Usually I do get sick every year, but I don't know. We still have the mask thing, so I know a lot of you guys are in places where they don't mandate it. But where I live, every store we go into, we have to wear a mask all the time. We're not allowed in the store without it, and they will berate you if you walk in without it. They'll run around after you, zombified, right? That's right. So you come in and there's and make you wear one. Otherwise, it's gonna be a problem, right? So it's good stuff though, and I'm just enjoying Christmas this year. I'm looking forward to Walking Dead next year with you guys for 2022 to get to see the final year for Walking Dead. But even after that, there's going to be the Madison return in Fear that we're going to get to see. There's the anthology series as well we're going to get to see. I've been checking out some of the Spider-Man stuff recently too. No Way Home, which I really enjoyed. Very cool to see. I won't spoil anything or anything, but very nostalgic for me. So I really enjoyed that. Lots of fun there. And, man, I don't know. I mean, I think that's mostly what I wanted to say. Oh, Bitcoin, right? Some people want to hear my thoughts on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is a tricky one this year. I think Bitcoin went up like 10 times or something like that. Maybe not exactly, but it went up like, like crazy. Ethereum as well too, just also went up like absolute crazy. So we'll see what happens with it next year. A lot of times with cryptocurrency, though, I would caution people, because a lot of times what happens, like in 2017 and even prior, I think 2013 or so, that was before I got into it. But you have these huge run-ups, and then you have these big sell-offs, and it crashes. So got to watch for that. Now, if it follows the past trends, we could see it likely crash again kind of the same way as it did in 2017, where you get like this big, I don't know, 60, 70, 80% crash, right, from where it's valued at right now. The tricky part is the time to get in is when everybody doesn't like it. When everybody's talking about it, it's already too late. You would have wanted to get in a year ago, or you would have wanted to get in during those lull periods with Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, any of which, right? You'd want to get in when nobody is talking about it. That's the best time to get in. When everybody is talking about it, it's already like probably too late. So maybe it'll go up a little bit further. With the rampant inflation and printing and everything, I would think it will go up, but you never know. It's so volatile that it could crash as easily too. And last time, I think it was right in January, like after Christmas, that it started to kind of come back down. People with the price predictions like to say, 200,000, whatever, but I feel like we're probably due for one more crash before it does a pump like that. And you never know, because a lot of governments, they don't like Bitcoin. Depends which country. Like China keeps banning it over and over again. The U.S., some people there are like iffy on it, right? So you don't know. But then there are places like El Salvador, which is adopting it big time. Places like Miami, which has been in the news for being more accepting of Bitcoin, pay in Bitcoin and stuff like this. So very cool. But, I think long term, definitely it's going to be a winner for sure. It's just, especially with all the stimulus and everything, with inflation, it's going to do awesome versus fiat. But it's just going to be very volatile. So I think dollar cost averaging is a real good one to do with that, where you can create like a Coinbase account. You could have it do like $10 or $20 contributions every week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And you just turn that on every week. It takes out $10 and buys Bitcoin with it, or Ethereum, or whatever you want. And then over a few years, you're building up kind of a portfolio. Really good way to do it, and you don't have to worry about the ups and downs, because you're not going all in at one time. You're going in, and then it does do its craziness, but you're dollar cost averaging in, and then you can also dollar cost average out. Or you can be kind of crazy like me and kind of do crazy stuff, which is fine. Whatever works for you. Is good stuff. So I don't have too much more Walking Dead stuff for you guys right now for this year for Christmas. Unfortunately, I like to usually do like a Christmas special kind of video each year, but this year it just didn't really make sense. I've already kind of done everything. We've done a lot of live streams throughout the year with look back videos and different things like this. So it'd be a little bit tricky for me to kind of put one together, and it just didn't happen this year. But we did the collection show for the Turtles collection, the NECA Turtles, which is really awesome. And so, I don't know, man. I think 2022 will be a fun year. I think it's important to look forward to the future positively. And even though sometimes it may feel like, oh, so bad, whatever. But if you just turn it off and walk away, it's all gone, right? And so I think I've gotten really good at kind of doing that, which is just turn it off and go, play video games or collect action figures or whatever, watch Walking Dead, or insert whatever hobby you have, just to sometimes unplug and just go, because it gets to be too much sometimes for people, and it definitely can make you feel depressed and can bring on these other feelings and opting out, this whole thing, which I am completely and totally against under almost any circumstances. Granted, as you get older and stuff, at some point you kind of start to let go, and there's a instinct for that. Thanatos, or in Marvel you got the character Thanos, right? So, but Thanatos, Freud's the death drive, or the instinct when something knows its time is coming to an end. It can kind of sense it and feel it and lets it go. But yeah, man, I mean, I think that it's a very selfish thing to do that to yourself, because how it's going to affect others. I mean, we all got to go at some point, but I think that, maybe the Christian perspective as far as that being absolutely off the table, out of question, except for, very, very certain circumstances and such, is kind of where I'm at with that one. So, because you got to care about those who you love, and you got to recognize how they're going to feel, no matter how you feel. You got to recognize how others would feel if something like that were to happen to you. How would they feel? How are you impacting them? And are you positively or negatively impacting them by doing something like that? Yeah, it's really, really awful. So no matter what your age is, right? Really, really awful stuff. So I think you gotta, Stoicism, I think, is a really good way to live. If you've never tried being a Stoic and realizing that pain is just a natural part of life and of our experience here in this realm, I think Stoicism is an awesome thing to go ahead and live your life and like I try to do it as well too. Try to do push-ups and things like that, and just embrace hardship. Understand that it's built in, right? It's just part of the experience. You can't avoid pain entirely, and you don't need to live in a constant state of fear and bleakness, right? There is light out there. There are people who love you, and if you're in a situation where you don't have too many people who do, that doesn't mean that you can't still put love out there for others as well. That you can't still, meet other new people or different people, or you can't do something for them, or you can't contribute to make the world a better place yourself and provide a service, help people, volunteer, whatever, anything like this. If your life sucks as a Stoic, it doesn't mean that you're useless. You can still do things for others, so maybe their lives don't suck as much, right? So is what it is. Anyway, I think 2022 is going to be an even better year than 2021. Definitely better than 2020 for me. And very excited to see some of the final episodes, the wrap up for Walking Dead here. And we're also going to be positive for that and really enjoy seeing the ending of The Walking Dead, wind down, and seeing what else there's going to be after that. Like what else will be fun to check out after that's done. And there'll always be fun stuff out there that we can check out and we can give thoughts on, or even nostalgic stuff, which is fun to collect or look at or do some throwback reviews and stuff like that. So lots more stuff coming for you guys. Keep your chin up there, guys. It's good to stay informed about what's going on in the world, but you just don't want it to consume your mind, and that's something we all really got to be careful for, because they put it there, man. YouTube is like the front top. You go to your landing page on YouTube, and it's like there might be a few videos above it, but there's a whole line dedicated to the stuff. So it's like, oh man, really. And as people are asking, like, when are they gonna stop doing it? It's like, I don't know, man. They might not. It might not stop. Who knows? Who knows what happens naturally, and how long this will continue on for, and are there people that have incentives to keep it going? Are there people that have incentives? Do the news companies, for example, do they get more ratings? Do they get more viewers when they put the numbers on the screen and stuff like this? I've heard stuff like that where it's like CNN will take the numbers off the screen, and the person will be like, "Oh, our ratings dropped. Put the death numbers back on. Put the fear numbers back on." And it's like people, after a while, people can get addicted to it, right? They get addicted to that shock value, and they just play as shock jocks, and it's just one thing after another, and just put on my face, like, just, oh man, it's like, just, well, whatever, man, like, we're not making it alive anyway, eventually, so, at some point, you just got to say, all right, well, it is what it is, man, but I'm going to live, I'm going to do my thing, and I'm going to try to make the best of it while I, am going, and that's what I'm going to do. And too bad, man. I'm not going to be afraid constantly, for some, invisible thing that I'm not even sure how I how I feel about, So it's what it is. Okay, anyway, that's all I'll say for now, guys. Merry Christmas to all of you guys. Much love to you guys. Have a great finish off to this year, guys, and looking forward to hanging out with you guys a lot next year and having lots of fun in 2022. That's for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another. As always, it's Trev. I'm saying peace later, guys. See you soon.